Vs Tororo, Zane, and Zippy. Oh, baby. Yeah, so Zippy's on the Sandalphon, right? Yeah. Understandable. I'm not too surprised to see that basically no one has like switched off their character here. I mean, Zane has no reason to. Grimnir's great. He's great with him, and Grimnir has only gotten better, right? Tororo, I assume maybe the one thing maybe we won't see too much Siegfried out of Tororo. Maybe it'll be like all Percy.
Let's take a look.
It depends. Space obviously still on the Beatrix, but yeah, Zippy not being on Lucilius anymore. It makes sense. He probably of all the players, I think was the one who was most likely to switch to something, just because like, listen, man, Lucilius is good, but I don't know if he might not be Arc World Tour Finals good anymore, right? If we're like, unless you're like a character loyalist, which like Zippy isn't, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? But yeah, so unless you're like a Lucilius character loyalist, for some reason, I don't know if there's too much reason to be bringing him out for the 100K right here.
Research editors tearing
it up
Cagliostro? But even as recently
interesting.
Kayane Cup has been tearing it up with the Cagliostro as well. So
yeah,
see it as we let these intros rock.
Does is this better for Cag than it is for Beatrix? Interesting. Pretty sure the Tororo was like, okay, I need a backup character, and just went from one Dragon Knight to another. Yeah.
Swap here for Cagliostro will make things just as tricky for Percival.
Lucy's the only one I think got nerfed enough that the switch probably necessary. Yeah. Again, Lucy's still good, but like Lucy, like genuinely, bro dropped like maybe 2 tiers. That one line, turns out that one line was a really, again, a good balance decision. I think makes the character like a little less silly, but also quite a severe one. And all things considered.
Able to get a single charge and try
not 2 tiers, like a tier and a half. Yeah, still it's quite a lot.
One step ahead for that one here. 5 H to keep you locked in.
Need to be quite a bit of money on the line. Yeah. Zippy's probably the player who switches the most. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can play a lot of different characters. It's again, at the end of the day, character loyalty is like funny, but like when we're playing for like stakes, unless like the character loyalty, like, you know, Zerom's never gonna switch off Charlotta, and honestly, even if he did and picked like a better character, he would do worse, right? Like at this point, he is like. That very much just is like his shit, right? But unless you're someone like that, listen, man, you had a like a month and a half or something. Figure out someone new. It'll be fun to see what the Sandalphon looks like, because it's always I've not seen like a super high level Sandy yet, right? So it'll be fun to see how they navigate different like situations compared to my dumbass. What's going on, Dolly? How are we doing? Fair warning that I may not be looking at chat. I'm looking a little bit more now. I think as we get deeper through the groups, the amount of things that I know versus don't know increases. But this is the group stage from yesterday, and I'm trying not to get spoiled too hard or anything. But I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well. I'm a little cold because my fucking apartment building's heating unit is broken. But, oh, nice J22H. Okay.
To finish the job here for Space in round.
Month and a half still a no in my book. A no in my book. Yeah, I would agree. I think it was a weird time to. I think this couldn't delay Sandalphon basically, and like it'd be really weird if Sandalphon came out without a patch and like they had like a release schedule. And then basically like you know, whoever was scheduling Arc World Tour and whoever schedules the patches, they just like didn't talk to each other, I guess. And we ended up with just a rough situation where, like, you know, you could have made the patch come out even. I still think like the best thing to do probably would have been to have the patch come out even earlier, right? Like drop Sandalphon in like January or something. Though that might be the problem then of like, you know, like you don't want to have too big of a gap between like him and Galleon or something like that to hold people's attention.
I talk about this all the time.
Yeah, Percy, the single hit confirming from Percy is so good, right? It's a very important, like, if you're not good at like hit confirming like one like relatively meaty, like medium heavy hits into a special, this character just he doesn't do anything. It's like, yeah, that like the one stray poke into like 5K, that's the shit. Ooh, nice stuff. Other than Sandy themselves, I feel like most of this stuff should have been 2.0. Was, no? It's also the fact of what version of the game you want spectators to see. Yeah.
Late tech here, we're still able to press the offense. Quick little charge, and again, these little pokes against low hexes here.
I don't think there's ever a world where like they delay Sandy until after Arc World Tour, right? So like maybe the best case scenario would have been just having him come out even earlier, right? Having him come out in like January, giving them like 2.5 months to prep. Or like closer to like 3 full months to prep. But then again, that release schedule for the DLC, like that's probably not going to move too hard. So like the price you then pay for that is that, you know, Sandy comes out in January and like Galleon comes out in May or something like that. So you have like 4 months with no DLC character. But again, I mean, maybe Arc World Tour is enough in the middle there to hold people's attention a little bit. So you can make that sacrifice. Still waiting on Sophon. I mean, I would guess Season 3 headliner, but we'll see, man. We'll see. Imagine if we get a surprise massive patch after Arc World Tour is over, the true Season 2 patch. We'll see. I'll tell you, I'd be very surprised. It's possible. I think it is possible though that the Galleon patch instead is just a really big balance patch, right? Either again, you know. They are not obvious. They are clearly not averse to like having the mid-season patches be like huge, right? The Versucha patch still is the biggest patch the game's ever seen, and it was not a season patch or anything like that. So either Galleon or Wilness, I would imagine, has to be like a really big balance patch, right? Like a Versucha patch equivalent balance patch. And it might be Galleon. I mean, Galleon's going to be, like, in May. Vilnius would be basically the same time slot as the Versucha patch. It'd be a year about since the Versucha patch when Vilnius drops, because he probably is. I would assume about 3 months gaps between everyone, considering that Sandy came out in February, and then there's 4 DLC characters, and the last one's going to come out in, like, you know, roughly February of next year as well. So, like, you know, Galleon should be somewhere in, like, late April to May, I guess. Vilnius probably somewhere in, like, August, September, or something like that. Meg in like December-ish, and then again like November, December, and then Ilsa like in February of next year, something like that. So point being, Wilness is going to be coming out in almost the same time slot as Versucha, I have to imagine. So it's possible that it's the Wilness patch, but we'll see, we'll see.
Risky call there. The flame carpet came just in the nick of time for
Oof,
Tororo.
I'm mashing. He can't kill there? Really? He can't like do some Raging Strike, Raging Chain nonsense? Maybe it was just like a little, maybe it was a little like in question. And I guess he just wanted to keep play it safe. Yeah. Because like when Percy has the lead, he can't kind of just like slowly burn you to death, right? So he doesn't, just in case he like, you know, dumps all that and it doesn't kill and he gets on 0 meter and no brave points. With a still alive Cagliostro.
To go toe-to-toe against each other in these group stages.
I like the idea of playing it safe.
All weekend,
I would expect the Galleon patch to be huge. I would just think the patch we got was tame because of Arc World Tour, despite the Lucian Bilal changes. Yeah, well, certainly, it was not as big as... I still think it was a little bigger than people are giving it credit for, but it was definitely not the size of the Versucha patch, right? It was certainly smaller than that. Tororo clean with it, yeah. Wouldn't they release Season 3 in February of next year? That's a good... Well, it's a good point. I mean, Ilsa says she's coming out in 2026, right? Like, on the release schedule, it says Ilsa 2026. I guess we could be... So, the game, it's not a perfect year, right? Where we're shifting forward about 3 months, possibly, because the game itself came out in December of 2023, right? It was not December of 2024 when Sandalphon came out. It was February of 2025. So it's very possible that, you know, the same way it was like a year and 3 months between Season 1 and 2, it might be a similar thing with Season 3, right? Like Ilsa comes out in the Sandalphon time slot, and then, you know, Sophon, or whoever the Season 3 headliner is, would come out in like the Galleon time slot, you know, like May-ish, possibly. Or yeah, it could be March. They could not have as much downtime between it. I want to narrow down the character we can throw a brick. What are you talking about? I know he has Ladiva already, and she's best girl, but still. Are you talking about characters you guys want to see from the gacha in the game? Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's no. We're all guessing basically. But there is some precedent for that. You know, between the release of Season 1 and the start of Season 2 was a year and 3 months. So there are, you know, a year and like 2.5 months. There's some precedent to expect that Season 3 would more so start in like April, May than February, where Sandalphon came out.
Space able to get out of the corner, side swapping with a massive combo, and able to lock you down with another hex.
Now you could argue that there's one fewer DLC character in this pass than in last pass, but if you look at the release schedules, the time slots are about the same, right? It's still a year for the whole thing to get through. Realistically, what it is going to be bigger gaps between the DLC releases, probably, than it was last year.
They're just swinging for the fences here, round for round.
This has been a great set, by the way. I've been talking about DLC releases and stuff like that.
Big chase for Tororo.
They have just been killing each other. Tororo's been, there were some spot dodges earlier on too that were very entertaining for sure.
Final game, final round between these two. The first set of group number B, and already off to such a start.
Oof.
The second seal catches you out, but no confirm.
Plus on block there. Yeah, nice. Good punish on the whiff throw. Tororo's control's kind of insane. He has immaculate spacing. I feel like Tororo plays this game like an old Japanese Street Fighter player, which like maybe he fucking is for all I know. Like this, this feels like watching some of like the old like Japanese goats play Street Fighter, you know. This feels like, you know, this is traditional, conservative, like Midwest fighting game playing right here. I don't mean Midwest like in terms of the actual like FGC of it. I mean Midwest like, you know, like culturally.
All the better for Tororo because, as you said, no help to really kind of live throughout that sequence.
It's like good Christian fighting games.
Still, the chase from Tororo to get the final strike.
Good stuff.
The Lord strike will wrap it up.
Percival does lean into that kind of gameplay a lot. It's true. It's true. I mean, it's a great character for Tororo, clearly, because it fits his playstyle. Dude, it was crazy to watch both of them stand up. That was wild. My brain got confused for a second there, because like they were like, you know, they were similar heights sitting down, but like, you know, Space is all legs, I guess, right?
Group A is very easy to say. Well, that's
Space like 70% legs.
Every single group is cream.
Like they stood up and, you know, looked like Space like doubled in size, and Tororo was like the same guy.
Nothing short of spectacular for each round here.
Right wing fighting game playing.
As we lead into our next players coming up here, because my goodness,
Yeah.
It's gonna be a wild.
Tororo plays in a very
ride.
patient manner, it seems. Yeah.
At home,
As virtual players say, he plays morally. Good, honest, beat the fuck out of you fighting games, like Mama used to make. Oh boy. Yeah, Zane versus Zippy, presumably. Sandalphon Grimnir. Grimnir is one of the characters where, like, I am a little... What is Sandalphon's element in this matchup? Is it base Dolphon? You know, like, I'm actually not fully sure. Like, wind? Do you just try it? Do you just try and go wind for wind with him? I don't know.
Has been trying out the newest character on the block, the Sandalphon here, heading up next.
Look at that. Private Sassy Legs out here himself with Sandalphon.
Private
This
Sassy
character
Legs.
is
I like the shirt.
Interesting to play against. Of course, as you said, Zippy has been playing the Sandalphon throughout the release. It does kind of stick with it, especially with the changes to
Excuse me. Sorry. My nose is a little stuffy.
Which, honestly, Lucilius is still a fantastic
The elements is going to
character,
character select, you think so?
Rewarded on block as you once were. So
Sandy has ways through wind barrier with grits. That's true. No, I'm saying, like, you know, what element does he want to be in this match? Because the grit stuff, you know, what fireball and inherent property combination does he want in this match?
Going for those stance changes.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how people's opinions on the stance have kind of changed over time. Of course, you know, day one Twitter clips we're seeing, oh man, the water orb unblockable. This is going to be crazy. You know, how viable is it to actually see in a match? And now a little bit of exploring on some of these.
Hey, that water orb unblock, I'm telling you, man, that shit is real.
Try and find some of this evil corner pressure on resetting, you know, off of these plus frames. But I think we've kind of come full circle to where a lot of folks are thinking the light form, you know, this base form, happens to be the safest because it doesn't have that damage penalty.
The safest for sure, yeah.
99% of the tools of these other versions.
Yeah, for me playing a lot of Sandalphon.
Switch to Earth in the corner, yeah.
Light form is generally
like fire neutral. Like this might genuinely be.
Under the right circumstances, I'm still doing.
This might genuinely be like a light matchup for real. This might be the first light matchup I've ever seen. I'm not sure that any of like the element fireballs or anything like that provide a big enough advantage here to warrant. I mean, the neutral skip will be nice for sure, but also Grimnir spends so much time in the air, you might not even be hitting him with that 2-1-4 in neutral that often, right? Like it's like the first matchup I've fucking seen where it feels like none of the elements provide a big enough bonus to warrant the damage penalty, right?
Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising, it's no secret that every time Cygames drops a character in this game, like I am learning about them for the first time.
Exactly.
So this is awesome. We'll see what stance we might see here. Light might be the
Zippy isn't a big element user, fair.
I do believe for Zippy, we might see a little bit of wind action trying to contest against Grimnir. We'll see.
Yeah. I like what we're seeing immediately as soon as we see those seals set from Zane, just crouch blocking underneath the center two seals, making it so that TK air dash, you know, is just gonna win right over. So we found the Z dash, we found the throw to put you back.
White woman far L, but no confirm. And yeah, listen,
as we find the counter hit
Grimnir far H is still a hell of a button, certainly.
5L is such a great button there for Sandalphon.
Interesting.
2-1-4
you there, I guess, for the raw ender gets the refund, right?
For the block, and Zane is not going to give it to you. There it is, BC. It's still our turn. Late tech. I'm still doing a little bit of damage.
They got BC being nerf is probably really good for this Grimnir fella. Boosts up a lot of fuzzies and safe jumps and stuff like that. Makes his pressure even harder to escape.
Let's jump in, BC out. All right, with no opportunity for a mistake here. Yeah, running into
214L. I mean, safe, right? Even if Zippy had blocked that.
Gonna take that first round.
That 214L is safe on block. I mean, he could have like mashed out possibly. But. Yeah, put down the tornado, put down the seal. You know, it's like that in S rank. It's like that at the world class level, right? That is just the thing Grimnir does. It is really hard to fuck with at round start. If you have like 50 meter and a U fireball, you know you can. Or yeah, an EX fireball could do it too. But a lot of times, then you know all you do is get through the tornado, and unless you're like really on top of it, it's still hard to punish him for putting those seals down. But 50-50, yeah.
You son of a gun! I knew it, Zane. I knew I'd see this setup here.
I hope you see this setup here. That shit's broken. That's like the Grimnir, man. Yeah. Goddamn.
The moment Grimnir disappears off the screen, you start praying to whatever you need to pray to survive that next.
Watching Zane play is always a treat. He is pretty fucking cracked. Pretty fucking cracked, no doubt about it.
So many times here as we head into game number 2.
Oh, yeah, the warp, you can warp through the fireball, but unfortunately missed time.
You see, so right there, for example, Zippy, that first seal dash that hit him was minus on block, right? But you always have to respect if Grimnir ends up on another seal there, even though he's -2, he can cancel the seal dash into another seal dash. So again, if that first seal dash ends up on top of another one, you have to be a little bit careful trying to mash and take back your turn, because Grimnir can very easily, there's a bit of timing to it, but Zane obviously has that timing down, right? Grimnir can very easily frame trap you. Seal dash into full combo into your dead. So that's why I didn't see Zippy trying to take his turn back after that first seal.
Aggressing on the space, just standing on top of the steals.
Ooh, safe, but minus. Yeah, weird for him to try and.
Not gonna let you get away with it for free.
I guess it's just conditioning for the later set, right? To be mashing on your minus frames there. Yes, with 50, that thing is not nearly as good, right? With 50, if you have a fireball, Grimnir, he can't really do that in neutral safely at all, honestly, because putting up the tornado and keeping it there is quite the long animation. Like a lot of times you can react to that shit. It's just you just react to it by going, oh, I guess I'm gonna die. But with 50, it's a lot less threatening for sure. This doesn't hit, I don't think. Yeah. I'll tell you, Paradise Lost has a lot more vertical range than you would think, looking at the animation for it, but not quite that much. I think most of like the tall hitbox too is sort of right in front. That works, right? Sandy can do that. He can ask Grimnir to show some grit, right? Like someone was talking about earlier. So that is an answer.
Hold the plus frames off the TK dash. Now it's DP out, like you mentioned, Zero.
Yeah, but it's going to be on that defensive end blocking. 2H does with.
Hey, whatever you want to do. All the seals. Be a little silly with it.
Sure, seal's still up, right? Grim will. Ooh, I was gonna say Grim will gladly take like the grit damage there if he can still take the getting the seals up is so valuable. Taking the 6XL in the combo afterwards, maybe not quite as much, but yeah, get him. Yeah, dude, that like. The more that I fight Grimnir, that Void Light Eraser actually feels like it kind of like weirdly I would not have, you know, like 7 months ago I would not have like kind of bonked that move as like a problem move, right? But it just makes it, you just can't do it. Like you can't keep him off the seals with that the Void Light Eraser being that sort of jumping the air ball that he does there, right? Like he just hits 5U and does that shit, and he's like so hard to contest. He's a giant moving hitbox in the air there, and he doesn't have that much recovery off it either, so. Like sometimes you're like, oh, nice. I got Seals Up Grim has the best mobility. Yeah, but, even without it, like, if he just does 5U into that Void Light Erasure, he moves so far across the screen. Like sometimes, you know, you get like exactly what happened to Zippy right there. You know, Grimnir sets the seals up, but you like push him off of them, and you're like, awesome, great. You know, I can keep him away from his win condition. But you give him like the slightest bit of breathing room, and he just, 5U, Void Light, he's back on the seals. It feels so hard to keep him away from it. I mean, mate, you could probably like, you can't, it's not even that easy to like jump up and contest, right? You can't like just super jump throw him, because the 2-1-4 will just, it's a big old ball. It's also not air unblockable. The Void Light?
Standing on business with these seals and sends it once again. So pretty close to that 50-meter threshold to the 6XL starter. One more touch here in the corner.
Second pressure to you continues. Keep you blocking.
I'm thinking some.
Again, another substantial
what's it? Furtive looks
at
Twitch chat
for Zane to do.
And YouTube chat.
SSBA is certainly on the table, and I believe we spent just to get at least a
interesting. Oh, the guess for game. Oh, guessed correctly. All right.
No BP tier.
Nice.
The close L taps are enough.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Tie it up for Zippy.
Very solid hit confirm.
Right,
That little red flash, right, makes it significantly easier to confirm those close Ls.
In Zane's favor here. Last time running into each other at CEO proper here.
Yeah.
And that was 3-2 grand finals in favor of Zane.
Oh, Seals Up Grim has the best. I mean, you could argue Grim has the best mobility without the Seals, but Seals Up Grim definitely has the best mobility in the game.
Grand finals at risk.
What's the mix there? Low grab, fuzzy, or dash overhead? You can just yeah, dash overhead. Yeah. He can also, I guess, go into JH into the fuzzy afterwards if you block it. Can he? Maybe. I'm not sure if it'll be plus enough, but yeah. High low grab, block to bait your, because you can DP and it'll beat the high or the low, but he can also run up and block, right? Obviously, like, you know, meterless DPs especially have become a little bit more, a little bit less desirable these days. Oh, okay.
Yeah, micro dash jump over, just gonna get
brings him right back into the Seals.
Lots of HP immediately lost here by Zippy, advancing off of the Seals. Still the mash on the
I think really, really like a very minor thing there, but like really clever is like on the Seals doesn't use them, right? Because the threat of the seal dash is probably, unless Zippy has the hard read, the threat of the seal dash is going to keep him still. So you can basically get in like you seal dashed, but instead B+ and 6XL or something. And you still have that seal right there, right? It's like him standing on top of that seal and then just running at him and 6XLing. Like a little thing, but a really just smart, I guess, exploitation of the mind game.
Big 2H, what a call out
listen, I've been on the train. When I first downloaded the hitbox viewer, man, this Grimnir 2H is not that bad. It's not Siegfried 2H, right? But it is surprisingly horizontal, man. You'd be surprised. My fiance called this matchup Presidential Alert because two of her boys are fighting, and now it's invaded my brain space. Amazing. What's going on, bro? Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, I didn't go for like the max damage off that because we'd rather just get the space and go back into the Seals so that he could do shit like this. Yep.
Zane maintaining that performance over Zippy here and still establishing a strong show with this Grimnir.
I mean, Zane probably the most consistent player throughout the whole Arc World Tour, right? Got in on points, but was first in points by quite a ways. He did very well anytime he went to go fight in anything, right?
The neutral presence, that's a riding free opportunity there for Beatrix. So if we're feeling comfortable in spacing, maybe we do get B.
Yeah, I'm wondering, do we want to try and go toe-to-toe with...
Let's see here.
The Cagliostro right now.
Oh, okay. Cag versus Grim. So we're watching not see it yesterday? I did not see it yesterday, so this is all new to me. We had Chimera and Monarch make it out of Group A, but yeah, I know nothing about anything otherwise. Grimnir top 1. He's definitely in discussion. He's a candidate, a strong one.
Not for lack of strength, it's just there are other characters that really outshine her nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in NA, we don't really get to see her too much. You know, we think of...
But yeah, basically, I'm watching this, and then hopefully roughly by the time that we're done with this, the actual top 8 will go live in 3 hours? 3 hours from now. Yeah.
A button check, or are we really thinking about it to try and go toe-to-toe?
I'm probably good to like stop skipping around so much at this point, right? I think it's like 5:30-ish in right there. 5:30-ish in that it seems to end. I've got like 3 hours left in this VOD and about 3 hours till top. I'll skip I got like 5 hours and like 15 minutes, so we'll skip a couple more. We'll skip ad breaks and stuff, so that'll be fun.
Was 3-1 in Zane's favor in the winner semis of top 8.
Heavy bias, but Group C was my favorite. Interesting. Okay. I appreciate you not spoiling exactly why. I do. I am trying to look at chat a little bit less today, just in case someone comes in and they're like, "Oh my God, can you believe that Zane got up on stage and like broke space over his knee?" You know.
I don't trust this Cagliostro.
I don't trust this Cagliostro. So true. Something tells me this Cagliostro, they might have a secret other sides to their personality. I don't know. Things are not always as they seem occasionally.
Everyone's cool in Grand Blue.
Gotta go grind cheap to S+. I'll catch you later for the finals break. Have fun. Have fun. Good luck, Jinx. I'll see you in a few hours here.
Zane versus Space for our next match. Sending it immediately off of the Psycho Crusher. Catches out the walk back.
Ooh. Out of range of the spear, clash, tech. You got to hold on to that low hex, though.
Yep.
If you would have gotten a throw or a hit that would have removed it, you could have continued offensive pressure in that corner.
Ooh.
In that corner.
There, a little misspace. I wonder if that was a misinput there from Zane. Send it off of the U-Tornado, but so many flashes back and forth.
The tornado there, even if you spot dodge it, right, just gives him enough time to set up the seals safely. And if you block it, obviously puts you away. If you hit it, it puts you away. There's like a lot of meter spent there, but to basically guarantee the seal placement, that's fair.
Another good tech here. Massive lead for space and great positioning.
Ooh.
Those seals are not going to be helpful until we got this push from Tornado.
Oh, man, yeah.
It's like, tell me how I'm going to get out
over
of
the far end.
If you lock me down, what do I have?
Yeah, I imagine that TK seal is, you know, tricky. If we commit to the far edge, maybe it catches it out, but especially looking for something a little bit safer like the far medium, she's going to go straight over and straight into the
But yeah, Grimnir is, it's true. Grimnir is definitely a character you just have to, like, if you get him in the corner like that, you really have to do your best to just never, like, even give him a second of breathing room, right?
Get one break point down, so that does mean we have
So he can't 5U out or, like, seal dash out or something, but...
We don't even need it here. This is going to be a round for Zane. Nice cleanup.
This dude has
being forced to run your offense in that kind of way can certainly make you a little, like, it can limit your options a little bit.
Everyone wants to stand up. You see somebody zipping around in the sky like that, I gotta stand up.
It's true. It's true.
Stand proud and stay alive, but first round here to Zane.
Empty 5U, interesting.
Okay, threaten the frame trap off the seal this time. Try and build some more respect.
Oh, I like the float there. That's interesting. I wonder how the hurt box would have landed on that spear. You did gain that extra time for doing
the mid screen's so good, man. I mean, he honestly has pretty good mid screen even without the seals, but it gets real, and he confirmed, gets real scary with the seal dashes. Who'd be the best at keeping Grim in the corner? I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, I got nothing. I mean, like, the problem is even just, like, if he's got the seals above him like this, like, even if you just go for, like, a regular throw, right? He can just, like, you can, like, fuzzy jump that shit or something, and then he's out. It's like, everyone's got to throw.
Okay, there's still a chance here for Zane. We saw it. Okay, never mind.
We saw the second ultimate seal, and you really had to scramble to try and
It's tough, man. It's tough.
Right? Especially with space. Having a decent HP lead, I understand the scramble.
Siegfried Bubs Grimnir himself.
I believe, though. I mean, we saw the last round. Zane did it. This time
I think characters, yeah, with really good anti-air capabilities would certainly be, like, up there. Part of me thinks UL or B.
Okay, the double dash.
I mean, characters with lots of plus frames, right, and ability to just, like, stay on top of him. Like, not really give him too many, like, big gaps where he could actually try and get out in any sort of way.
Yeah,
no follow-up.
Out.
Ultimate seal caught up in the startup by that ultimate fireball as well.
If you have, like, yeah, like, really good air mobility yourself or an ability to contest him if he tries to get out.
Yeah, I hate to see it. That close H left a lot on the table.
Yeah, that Void Light, man, it's really hard to stop.
I love the ult in response from Zane, slowing things down for the space, who also spent an ult seal.
Yep. Spending that BP, one diamond apiece.
I actually don't know the... No.
That was inside.
Yeah, Kag...
Wrong SBA for the occasion. Now
oh, he meant to
this ultimate hula hoop.
Because Kag traps will beat SBA invuln like that a lot of the time, right?
Just barely saves you.
Since they do kind of have this big delay and they're quite active. Ah, shit.
But you gotta look behind you, then jump over with the 5 using up Zane with a little bit of
2B's anti-air is huge too. That's true. That's true. 2B honestly probably is up there, right? Just because not just the anti-air, but you can kind of go up in the air and fuck with him a little bit too. Like her aerials are big enough. Like you might even be able to just swat him out of the air a lot of the time.
Take a second for game number 2.
This is important to take a deep breath in this scramble.
Amazing match, yeah.
Scramble scenario.
Every single set, honestly, and even in the LCQ and stuff so far, has been a really fun time to watch.
Let's reset, recoup.
Galleon Trust. How's Zeta versus Grimnir?
Game number 2.
I mean, Zeta has, it's not exactly a fast anti-air, but Rising Split out of her Rhapsody is a pretty damn good one, and she gets, like, some serious fucking damage off that shit. That is just 2 characters that kill you when they get you to the corner, though, right? Like, that's just the 2 characters with, like, the best fuzzies and mix and shit like that in the video game. So I have no idea. I mean, I would imagine that... I mean, you can't really do anything about him just doing EX Tornado round start, can she? She's got some air mobility herself. She has some pretty good anti-airing with her U skills once she has meter. Like Grimnir's got to be careful to not get like air Arvest or something like that. But
take to the skies, combo limit achieved. Nice left-right block.
The characters are honestly, they feel pretty fucking similar to me, but Grimnir might have the advantage in the neutral.
Tried to go for the JU, but instead landed right into the ultimate seal space, one step ahead.
Out.
All right.
Zeta doesn't need corner for her fuzzies, but her mix is harder to set up.
To deal with, you're still chipping away at all those hexes being played by Cagliostro.
I think Grim again probably has Grim gets into his
I'm finding these massive openings.
Grim probably gets more hits in that matchup, but I feel like Zeta's hits are maybe I don't know if I'd say more impactful.
Set
But.
on the seals. Yeah, tricky on the slide, but Zane a believer in the mash out.
Out. How does Zeta Fireball interact with Tornado? It's a regular, it's not like a laser beam like Uno's or something like that. If she like EX Infinite Wonders it, and it'll just cancel each other out. And, like, it's possible she could then try and like punish. Like I know Sandalphon, for example, if you know what's gonna happen, you can basically throw EX Fireball at the Tornado immediately, and then if he goes 2-2H right after, you can actually punish him for it. But.
To get opened up right after. Yeah, we have Raging Strike to spend some time. Didn't build up the 100 though.
Yeah, they added like a dash buffer or something like that for the wind dashes, right?
Space does take
all right.
Tying it up.
Locked in.
There we go. Bring it to that game number 3.
I've not checked. Does anyone know if Shosan is an Arc World Tour? No, he's not in the top 16. He feels quite tricky to play though. I mean, he did get a little easier, but yeah, Grim is certainly still one of. I mean, there's a reason. Even if lots of top players are saying that, like, Grimnir is best character in the game or in discussion or something like that. There's a reason that you see a lot more Beatrix and stuff like that than Grimnir. Because while Grimnir is very strong, there's still just a lot that you have to like figure out with this guy first. There's a lot more effort that goes into accessing that top potential compared to potentially like equally strong or maybe even stronger characters like a Beatrix or something like that who are much more straightforward to just be like, okay, I'm gonna decide that today I learned Beatrix, and you go from there. Oh, got throw baited. He's dead as hell.
Launch it, super.
Yep.
All the matches are good, but it was heartbreaking to see Zeron have controller issues. Yeah, we can talk about Group A, by the way, at this point. Like, that's fully fair game in the spoiler territory. But yeah, like, I mean, that shit, man, that's so fucking sad, man. Controller issues in Arc World Tour 5, like, we're doing that now? That's so unfortunate. B plays the game more than anyone else. That's an interesting way to say it. People oftentimes will say, like, 2B plays a totally different game, or Grimnir plays a totally different game. The first time I've heard someone say, Beatrix just plays more game. That's fun. That's fun. That's a good way to say that a character is very good. Nice. Damn. That was a really close set. That last game, that was just everything's coming up Cagliostro, man. Goddamn.
Game number 3, Zane looking a little, I would say, uncharacteristically antsy, especially in that corner. Looking for some of these.
How interesting.
Yeah.
This is Zippy Tororo. Ooh, okay.
I would expect to see that form potentially.
You should put a disclaimer somewhere that you are blind. I mean, I honestly, I'm just like not looking at chat that much until we get deeper into it.
Versus fire type advantage, like you're saying, right? Each of these transformations into the elements takes a long time.
I'm being very careful. Like, I'm reading. So reading is like something that you do against your will. But I'm reading like the first couple of words very slowly. Like I'm blinding myself. When I do decide to look over and read a Twitch chat message or a YouTube chat message or something.
Now, your natural go-to, if you want to change form, that back special is certainly going to be like an easy one because you can hit that 5U right after and quickly tap like the
This is just like one of them. I mean, again, Zippy seems to just not be using too many elements in general. Right?
Just to try and play this spaced out game here, but gives Tororo a lot of space to stock up.
I mean, and this is going to be key, right? Because as I said, there's so many options that
Flame Carpet's really good, but yeah, I mean, first of all, essentially for the purposes of like full screen Fireball Wars, he doesn't have a U Fireball, right? This could be one of them fire-water matchups kind of thing. Could be fun.
Let that down special here, able to push away. Guard canceling, we've earned our corner.
Yep.
Spot dodging, expecting potential DP.
Yeah, Zippy seems to just play it a little safer and not go for the elements, really. Which, like, is an interesting idea. I am curious.
Good lead. Nice, got a throw.
Okay. His Japanese voice is a lot more aggressive, I guess, than I expected.
It's a kill.
Yep.
Oh, especially with this flame carpet damage. Oh, no.
Oh, straight to jail. Do not pass go. Doesn't his fireball hit 3 times though? His EX fireball? Yeah, yeah.
The panic starts to set in when you're sitting. The longer you're cooking, the hotter it gets.
He's not looking, guys. Now just time to squish the little guy. Now hold on a second. Might have to shoot you for that one. Leaf is still banned, right? Wait, I timed out Leaf on Friday. I think for like 168,000 seconds. I timed him out for like 2 days for squishing or telling me to kick Zangief.
One more combo here.
I think he's coming back at like 5 p.m. today or 6 p.m. or something.
Now you're standing on the flame carpet once again. BC out though.
I think I timed him out for 2 full days. Maybe I was a little excessive, no? Like I wasn't gonna stream on Saturday anyway, so I thought it was fun. He's literally Lucifer. He's got to be a little aggressive, right? I mean, I guess so. Yeah. I like wind here, right? You're gonna die anyway, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit more mobility. Let's see if the air dash can do enough. Tororo slowly walking his way back out of this corner.
Yes, Zippy plays a very safe sort of sandal farm, right? Which I guess makes sense. Makes sense. Probably very consistent.
Still chipping away.
There we go.
Just don't use the elements until it literally doesn't matter. The damage buff doesn't, because obviously the elements are better than base sandal farm, right? Oh my! You're a madman! Holy shit! Like, Sandalphon is better in the elements than not in the elements. Obviously, like, significant. But 10% extra damage, 20% extra damage, which again is actually is like 11% extra damage, 25% extra damage, right? So,
lest we forget, there are other tools that change up here. Fire stance already activated.
Oh, he's actually using a little bit more of the elements. Interesting. Okay.
No, that's not what we're looking for here. The 5L not going to get that bounce that we're.
When you're about to die anyway, it's like getting Beatrix Clock. Yeah.
The elemental release, maybe thinking, all right, being the Prince of Flames against the Lord himself, losing, perhaps, but standing on the flame carpet once again, Tororo just walks his way back.
Oh, he did M.
The lariat, the walk up, and the close L.
I thought he did 214L there. He did 214M. Weird.
Unfortunately, unable to.
I wonder why. Maybe one of the slight timing mix up there, the slower one, to catch him doing something.
Resource for resource.
6XL, we're tapping on the doors, but nothing found off of the shimmy. I was scared we were going to get 2 M's for it, but...
Oh! Yeah, using that lariat quite... I mean, again, for how safe Zippy plays his Sandalphon, I'm a little surprised to see the 214Ms and 214Hs call-outs like this, right? I still think, like, one of the weirdest things to me about not using the elements is losing access to that plus-on-block Hard Crush, man. Out of the elements. It's so good, I think.
You're going to keep chipping away here. That is Tororo's plan, so you have to take an action.
Oh, dead. Nice. Get his ass, man.
And we'll be able to finish the round.
Zippy ties it up. Okay,
run up DP, my beloved. Yep.
The flame carpet was about to
it's actually it works, man. In a game where delay teching is like where everyone is delay teching at all times because of how strong of an OS it is in this game. Run up DP, run up super, stuff like that. It's not like a meme move. It's like genuinely good. It's risky as fuck, but it's gonna hit people often.
I got chip. This is about to be guaranteed for me. But then also
it's one of those weird things. It hits better players more often.
It's balancing this tightrope of I don't want to be too predictable in a negative situation for myself on when I'm trying to escape.
What are the win rates look like? I hope they show us the standings, and I forget exactly which what were 2-1s, what were 2-0s, stuff like that. I think have we had a 2-0 yet? We might not have.
DP for even bigger damage.
Oh my God.
It's not over.
Help, he's dying.
I thought he was gonna come and grab there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And we get the side swap off the super jump as well. Still so many hits just to tie up the life lead here for Zippy.
What the?
Okay, he said, all right, I dare you to challenge.
You're going to do what?
Teleport in nothing?
Like that?
Yeah, right?
I could have done anything.
A lot of confidence off that game 1. I don't know, Zippy, if you have the health to, try and leverage that.
Oh, nice. Good confirm.
Off the wall. You know what? It's Zippy's birthday. Let it happen.
Exactly.
He gets to do what he wants to.
Yep, close HSSBA. Sure, it's really nice, right? Not just the damage, obviously, but now up on Brave points instead of being down. SSBAs are such a huge swing. That's one of the biggest things about them being a comeback factor. It's not just that damage. He went from 1 Brave point to 3, right, in Tororo's favor, to 2-1 in his favor. And having that Brave point advantage, I mean, BC is not as good as it used to be, man, but still.
Wait a minute. Okay, start with the fireball, miss.
Having potentially 1 extra BC, having them be 1 Raging Strike away from death.
Oh, and no confirm either off of the 2L.
Tororo's got to hear that Raging Strike sound effect in his fucking nightmares, right? The little glint that happens right when you start up the Raging Strike. There's gotta be days where he wakes up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night, just picturing that Belial Raging Strike in his head.
Pull up with the 6XL. Take initiative where you can, but again, another stock for Tororo.
Okay.
Start with DP. Locked in. Judgment.
That's right. These Ibushigen guys are eating well, huh? This is Kakeru's org as well, right?
Yeah, that's
Kakeru obviously won Capcom Cup. Has won more money playing Street Fighter 6 than any. Kakeru's probably just won more money playing fighting games than anyone ever, right? Now that I think about it, because he got like 500K from that Saudi Arabian sports washing thing, and he got $1 million from Capcom Cup, and this is probably just other disparate winnings.
Slash.
They got Tororo and Kakeru.
Taking the down
pretty wild.
Now we have corner.
Ow. Ow.
Pushed out every time.
Found that about you from YouTube. Hi, hello.
Send it with the DP.
I saw the first time chatter like border out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, this is a little dangerous, a bit of a look. This is either someone who just came in to be like, did you hear about the final where the thing happened? Or it could be someone who's saying hi. So I took the risk. So I'm not looking at chat quite as often because this happened yesterday and I'm catching up. Hello. Glad to have you here. Oh my god! What? That's a new one. That's a new one. Delay UDP beats the wake up HDP. Sure, I mean, it's a slow DP, right? It's a slow DP that Percy's rocking right there. That's a new one.
Brave young lad, the birthday boy himself, now on set point against Tororo.
Is it actually his birthday? They said that a couple of times. Like, is it literally like it's his birthday today? Dude, it'd be fucked up to not make it out of your group on your birthday, man. That was hype, yeah. Twice now, Zippy has basically done the equivalent of run-up DP and had it work out really well for him. Again, remember, 2-0s actually matter here, right? Like, if Zippy's going to win the set, he would much rather do so here than let Tororo get a game 3. Which is gonna happen, yep. Because again, it's game win percentage, right? Is what determines who gets out of their group in what order. So you really would have rather won that set right there. A 2-0 is huge for your win percent. Time for lunch. Gotta go. See ya.
Which would have basically put yourself at even Stevens in terms of health.
Yep.
This would be so sick if I could eat, man. Just watching like some fucking dope ass Grand Blue for like 8 hours. Be so great. But I'm not gonna be able to eat until like basically like probably grand finals, man. I can't eat till like 7:30. It's a damn shame.
Unfortunately, that is not what unfolded there.
Yeah. I think we're threatening in a good way with these fireballs and with these misfires again. They're not doing a ton of damage, but trying to stop the approach.
Probably good. I mean, I feel like I'll be mostly just munching and not really talking too much if I was eating. So maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's for the best.
I guess this would not
Godspeed on that. Thank you.
If it didn't end in a 2-1 score.
It's league format. Yeah, it's round robin. It's a round robin, and then the person with the highest win percent in the group goes to the top 8 winners side. The person with the second highest goes to top 8 losers side, and 3 and 4 get eliminated. Ouchie.
Flame carpet takes away all that HP once again. Zippy's got 100, but
we have gone from a possible 2-0 for Zippy to quite the dire situation very quickly here.
Just keeping you there.
Hope you get a pizza or something, Brick. You deserve it. Thank you.
Fine with taking the 2K off of down backing on the flame carpet. Still, so much meter to bring this back. Any hit to SSB would be enough. But swiped out of the sky.
Man, don't you love anti-air 6XL? That's an okay. People want 6XL nerfed like really hard. I'm okay with it as like a general idea for a system mechanic. I don't mind it that much. There's 2 things that I actually would be down if we're gonna like really nerf 6XL again. One, I think giving it like way more whiff recovery is a pretty cool idea. I'm okay with 6XL being a really good neutral skip, being plus on block, being a combo starter, all of these things. But I do like the idea that, you know, if you get called out and you get spot dodged or you get backdashed or something, you should go to hell. That sounds good to me, right? So like 6XL has 25 recovery frames right now. We could make it like 35. I'd be down with that, right? 10 extra frames of recovery is huge. Also, yeah, goddamn. That is... Zippy lost... He lost his first set too, right? That's tough. He won a game in each of them. I don't know if he's like out of it mathematically, because there's been a lot of 2-1s. So like if he 2-0s and like one of Zane or Tororo 0-2s their next game, or it could happen. I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't have the standings picture in my head. But yeah, one thing we could do is definitely, like, we could make 6XL have 35 recovery frames instead of 25 or something. So it's, and, you know, increase the block stun proportionally, so, you know, it's still +2 on block, but on whiff, it's way easier to punish and kill people for. The other thing that I've not heard mentioned as often, but I feel like is pretty, 6XL does not have to have such a high vertical hitbox, I feel like, right? Or like, maybe make it air blockable or something. Anti-air 6XL feels very, maybe it is air block. Is it air blockable as it is? I don't think so, right? Maybe it is. But like, maybe like, you know, reduce the vertical hitbox on 6XLs a little bit. Anti-air 6XL feels a little silly. Like what happens to Zippy right there? Anti-air 6XL with the far L into death. That feels a little bit much for me. Otherwise, again, I think like fundamentally the idea of 6XL being a very strong neutral skip that's +2 on block, I'm okay with that. I think it gives it's a very interesting system mechanic. But giving it a little bit more counterplay, if they whiff, they die, and maybe they can't fucking anti-air me with it. I'm a fan of those ideas, personally. More recovery on I respect your dedication through Ramadan Kareem, my friend. Thank you, thank you.
Dash L opener.
Yeah, more recovery on spot. It'll be spot dodge or back dash a lot of the times too. Like a lot of times in neutral, you do a back dash to call out them like preemptively 6XLing and it makes it whiff. I'd be down with that. We're gonna shoot 6L again. Can we shoot more defense too? Too much of the game is turning into I use my special to get in. Yeah, again, that's why like I don't really want 6XL to be like, I want it to be like a very good get in tool, right? I will say defense has been hit a lot, Res. Right, like I think. Again, like Brave counter being worse and Meterless DPs being worse, I'm not too worried about like, you know, if we make like one more nerf to 6XL, that's like, you know, we're not gonna make it not like, you know, some people are saying they want it to be safe on block, and I'm right. That's when I'm like, no, right, no, I don't like that at all. I don't like that. I think it's a horrible idea, personally. Like I want it to be like, you know, -3 instead of +2 or something. I think that's a horrible idea. But I think we have done enough like huge sweeping universal nerfs to defense that I'm somewhat okay with 6XL getting tuned down a slight bit. Not as an offensive option, even more as a neutral tool, making like a worse neutral tool a riskier thing to whiff. But I'm not too worried right now with Grand Blue as it stands. You know, before this patch, yeah. But like now with these universal system changes where Brave counter is significantly worse. It's still good, obviously, but it's significantly worse. And like safe jumps are way better, and people, you know, every character in this game has like 4 different safe jump setups and stuff like that. And, you know, meterless DPs being a lot more risky and a lot of the best reversals being nerfed, right? I'm not too worried at this point about defense being too good in Grand Blue. It still is like defense still very good in this game, but I'm not too worried about this turning into a game where, you know, the best thing to do is sit there and wait for your opponent to start their turn and then kill them on defense. I don't think we're there. I don't think we're in danger of being there either. If we give 6XL like 10 more frames of whiff recovery or something, I don't think that gets us there either, right? Personally. I hear you, but we also done sweeping masculinities to offense in a game with a guard button and attack button attacking. No, I'm with you. I don't know, it still feels people get hit. You know, people get hit, people get opened up on offense still in this game, right?
It's a lot of dash in, backdash shimmy from Zippy, but I think his group B
like maybe I'm wrong, but like even right now we're watching, you know, this is the highest level Grand Blue available, right? And I feel like we have it has not been, you know, 2 people stare at each other and wait for the other guy to do offense to kill them, right? I feel like there is, like, 6XL, you know, is a very important factor in the fact that, you know, it is really good to be the first guy to go in this game, since you have this, like, half-screen plus on-block move, right?
Get grabbed.
So you're
low hex one more time.
In like as like conceptually, Razzle, I'm right on board with you, right? I think it is very, very, very important to be careful. Also, the Starry-sama, thank you for the follow. I think it's very, very, very important to not over-nerf offense in any fighting game, right? Because what you end up with is a boring-ass game where the best thing to do is down by. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I just think we're really far away from that right now in Grand Blue. We were a lot closer before patch 2.0. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like before the BC change and the DP change, if someone wanted to nerf, like, and by the way, that's what I was saying. Like, you know, go back. Everything I fucking said ever about this game is recorded, pretty much. Like, people were talking about nerfing 6XL again in like October, and I was like, I don't really know, man. I think it's probably fine. I think I'm probably good with that, right? But post 2.0, I think I'm okay with a little knock to 6XL in terms of this again, making it a lot more dangerous to whiff with, right? Since we have like universally made defense significantly worse in this game now, which is a good thing. It was too good. That's a good thing. But I don't think we're in danger. And subscribe to the YouTube channel since launch? Crazy. Wild. Much appreciated, brother. I'm glad you enjoyed the content. I'm glad I actually I found the bravery to look at chat right there. That's a very nice message. I appreciate it. Okay.
DP on minus frames. We haven't been that aggressive just yet, but again, the back dash.
Zippy has been DPing though. It's true. I would enjoy it if spot dodging was an acceptable option against 6XL. Yeah, I mean, at that point, spot dodge, and again, backdash is the more real one right now. Because spot dodge, it has a lot more inherent risk to it anyways than backdash. But yeah, like, backdash and spot dodge would become very good answers against 6XL if it had 35 frames of whip recovery instead of 25, right? And again, in a lot of cases, it would still be just as good. It would still be just as good because, like, there are cases where, like, you know, it's hard to make that shit whiff, and it's just going to be a gap closer you can't do anything about, and you have to hold or contest anyway, right? But it would make you have to certainly be a lot more careful. It would be really rough for some characters like this, but like, you know, characters like with like bad 6XLs.
That would have been counter hit. You had to.
But you know.
Yeah, I was like, oh god, there is a Beatrix running at me. I need to get out.
Oh, nice shit. Gets the wall bounce. See, that I have that same that 2-1-4. It feels like, I don't know what it is. It feels like sometimes it wall bounces so late into the knockback. You know what I mean? It's hard to tell sometimes when you're actually going to get the extension off that thing. And Zippy dropped it right there. Like, I feel like, I mean, I guess to say it in like the nerdiest way possible, like the parabolic arc that the person follows when you 2-1-4H them with Sandy like that, like they are still moving pretty far horizontally by the time that they're very low to the ground, right? So sometimes you look at them like, ah, they hit the ground, right? It's whatever. Like that's not getting the wall bounce. Like an inch before they hit the ground, they wall bounce. You're like, what? Zippy, man, with that 2-0, I think Zippy's got a chance, right? I think so. Just getting into Grand Blue is the story mode passable, fighting game story, lol. I played a little bit of it. I mean, it's like mostly like, you know, like static like dialogue with like the characters standing there and stuff like that. There's not a whole lot of cutscenes and stuff. It's fun-ish to play, and the story itself is like interesting-ish from what I saw. Right? Like the actual story is not bad. The gameplay of it, again, it's a lot of like reading dialogue and stuff like that. I'll tell you, there have been worse. I'll tell you that. It's not amazing from what I saw, but I also only saw the first little bit of it, like the first hour or two. The writing is certainly not as good as the original. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, it's there have been worse. It's not amazing. It's the best they can do for a fighting game like this. I don't know if that's true, honestly, but I think it's just more so that the story mode is not usually a priority for these kinds of games, right? I'm not. Yeah, I don't. I think we can definitely. They could do better, but I just don't know that they care to, right? But maybe they should, because again, I'd argue that very good single player content is more important than a lot of these Japanese fighting game developers seem to think anyway. But it's again, Street Fighter 6 is kind of trying to pave the way a bit. Ooh, yeah, that 2-0 was really big for Zippy. He needs Zane to 0-2. Who's Zane's fighting? Zane's fighting Tororo next, huh? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, wait. No. Yeah, he needs him to. No, he needs him to. He needs to just not win, right? Yeah, he needs him to 1-2 or 0-2. He needs Tororo to beat. Ooh, this is really cool, actually. That fucking, because Zippy's done, right? Zippy's played his matches. This Zippy just has to. He's watching this Tororo Zane set that's gonna happen. He is Zane's biggest hater right now. Oh, that's tough, man. Because again, if Zane ends up going, oh no, yeah, 4-5 or 3-5, right? As long as he loses to Tororo, his win rate drops below 50. If he wins, there's no way. Yeah, so it really does just come down to that, right?
Of course, I think it's already pretty well established, right? So,
yeah. So yeah, you just need Zane to lose to Tororo, and Zippy makes it in. Otherwise, Zane makes it in. Tororo's he's locked. Can Zane overtake him? What's 5-3? That's 63%. So Tororo... Oh, actually, no, but then Tororo would go down... If he 2-0s him, Tororo would go to 4-4. Oh, okay. Or you need Zane to 2-0 Tororo, actually, and then you get a tiebreaker. Okay, there's a couple of ways in this for... So you either want Zane to lose, or you want him to 2-0. Him losing will be guaranteed you're in second place. Him 2-0ing gives you a tiebreaker with Tororo. Okay, this is a very important set right here. So if Tororo wins a single game right here, Siegfried. Okay, yeah, Siegfried makes sense into Grimnir, I think. If Tororo wins a single game, you know, if you're Zippy, you immediately become Zane's biggest hater, right? Because Zane has to 2-1, for it to, or it's 2-0 rather. For Zane winning to not be a catastrophe for Zippy, he has to 2-0. So if Tororo wins this first game, you are now rooting on everything that he kills Zane.
Let me show you what I can do now.
Exactly. A student IRL and a student.
What a nerve-wracking format, man.
By these folks who are taking these notes and able to give you a little bit of perspective on the folks that you are going to be running into.
I'm not looking at chat for the rest of the set. I apologize.
On whether or not you qualify.
Just in case anyone who just comes in and goes, "Oh my God, can you believe that Zippy missed out on qualifying by 1% health on the Grimnir or something?" Like, you know, I can't do it.
Moment here between these two players.
Yeah, I got the gamer lean right now. I'm locked in for this one.
I'm locked in for this one as well. I don't have the gamer lean. I'm leaned backwards in my chair. I'm comfy as fuck. I got pajamas on. I'm loving my life. However, I am locked in. Don't let that fool you. I would do well in a war. Yeah, the frame trap option potentially there too, so Tororo doesn't take the turn back.
No, let me advance. Sending out the tornadoes as we go. Clean spot dodge, but all right, advances after the flame wall. Battle of the elements here.
I saw one message. I saw it's a pretty lively format. I agree.
There we go. It's a clean walk back, but the UDP on the minus.
The game win percentage is an interesting thing to track, but it makes sense, right? So it puts emphasis on even 2-0s versus 2-1s. Oh, nice confirm. Okay. Even if Zane wins this first game, if he again, or Zippy, if he loses 2-1, then Zippy still he gets in, right? The only thing that like fully determines who you want to win this if you're Zippy is if Tororo wins this first game.
Did you see how far we ran into that Siegfried there? Like that was insane.
Yeah, the corpse run went crazy.
I guess like it's a weird thing. Like
BC back out.
Mathematically, I don't know. Mathematically, like for your odds of qualifying, you probably would rather Zane win this first game because then there's 3 worlds where you qualify, or 2 worlds where you qualify still, right? If Zane 2-0s or if Tororo brings it back.
6XL, the SoCal Classic for round number 1.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird situation. Right. I'm not gonna do too much more math in my head. I'm just gonna shut up and watch the match. Okay, yeah, seals up. Siegfried's does without fireball. Nothing he can do about that.
Gonna be too greedy with the advance. Walk forward, down back. Walk forward, down back, and just wait out for the tornado.
Oh, nice. EX fireball back on deck, but tries to delay something. Gets immediate thrown for his trouble.
Go BC away.
Okay. Just kind of letting him fly over. Not sweating.
5H canceled early to get out of dodge. Ooh, nice dash.
Yeah, Tororo plays Siegfried very defensively as well, right? Plays him very similarly to how he plays Percival. Okay. Bonk.
Right, the tricky part, how does Zane get out of the corner against
Siegfried? Oh, god damn, the delay. Okay, sure. Nasty. That's dead as hell, yep. This is another 4,500 SBA right here, which means linked, or canceled like that, right? No 10% technical input bonus. The minimum damage on that is 2,250, so that was definitely more than Grimnir had in health left over there.
Still ever closer here is Zane. A lot riding on this match.
So again, yeah, if Tororo wins this, Zippy becomes Zane's biggest hater, right? Pretty well sealed. Zane can't, if Zane 2-1s this, that's the path to Zippy getting eliminated.
Made it through the other side.
Okay, it's looking like it might happen. Redron gonna whiff, sure. Look at the spot dodging, man. Oh, it's punishable, but oh, wow. Actually spaced out of far L. Is that a thing, really? The Siegfried's got a nice far L.
Yeah,
a little bit too early. Feeling a little bit of antsiness.
Oh, good delay.
The LDP ender from Tororo to push you back into the corner.
I think it would be insane for Zane to not make it out of this group, right? I mean, like, not obviously everyone in this group's a fucking killer, right? But it's just that, I don't know, I feel like Zane would have been potentially, like, just looking at the people qualified, I feel like Zane would have been, like, one of my picks to win the entire thing, right? So it'd be crazy if he didn't even get to top 8.
Against Grimnir, good roll.
Okay.
Straight to the tornado.
Ooh, hard knockdown brave counter. That's still definitely there. My God. Good pickup. All right. So now again, if you're Zippy, it is full Zane hater mode right now, right? You want him to lose. You want him to get the hell out of there. It doesn't matter at this point if he loses 2 2-1 or 2-0. Like, if Tororo wins this, or if Zane takes one and then Tororo takes one, I believe Zippy qualifies in regardless, right? But at this point, the Zane 2-0 that makes him tie break with Tororo, that's gone. So now, again, if you're watching this, you're like, he's back there. You see him? He's back there in that Hawaiian shirt. He's praying on the Zane downfall.
On this character select screen as we take a deep breath, reassess. You need to be in top shape to get this reverse sweep.
This is such an important set, man. Like, I mean, Tororo at this point, he's good, right? With winning that game, now even if they like Tororo at this point is completely safe. I think if Zane reverse 2-0s this, he might steal the winner's spot from him, I think. But Tororo's at least out of the group regardless now, right? Obviously still matters a lot. You really want to be in winner's side top 8, not loser's side top 8, right? But like, yeah, this match, this determines, where Tororo comes out in the group now, right? It determines if Zane or Zippy make it out at all. This shit holds everyone's lives in the balance, man. Okay, UDP. Yeah, again, apologies. I'm not looking at Twitch chat or YouTube chat at all for this, just until this set is over at the very least. So I'm actually, this is super entertaining for me. I would not want to accidentally get spoiled. Ooh, you fireball clash. Okay. This is what's fucking awesome about fighting games, man. It's like all of like a year's worth of like hyper consistency from Zane in the Arc World Tour. Right? It all comes down to basically one set of Granblue to determine if he even gets to move on or not, right? Sure. Oh, that is. Just no fear of the reversal at all? You're not scared at all? You're not scared of a mat? Oh, god damn, okay. Alright. This is I mean, if Tororo wins this, it's him and Zippy making it out of the group. I mean, 0-2, definitely, right? If Zane 0-2's here. Zippy, I'm pretty sure if he 0-2's or if he 1-2's. Zippy makes it out, but oh my god, the immediate match. You saw that close H, man. That shit was coming down like the Executioner's glaive. It was like a few frames away from that close H hitting, but Zane does interrupt it. Yep, the Grimnir Classic. Works on net play, works offline against the best players in the world. That shit just works. Oh, okay, alright. What? That was a corner steal? He walked up a little bit, I guess, right? Yeah. He walked up a little bit.
Strong show here for this round.
Alright. Very important round here. Yeah, I guess the seal's up. EX Fireball a little bit late. Yeah, didn't really EX Fireball in time to stop him setting up there. Good 2M though, my lord. Some of these pokes. Ooh, doesn't have the Orkin. I think tried to confirm it off that. Doesn't have it there. Oh my god, you Fireball in the clutch situation? Dude, that is some... What kind of situational awareness? Because they're too far away for throw. My god, dude, there have been a couple decisions in this round that are just like insanely locked in from Tororo. This is so impressive. Oh my god!
Zane goes down against Tororo. Tororo securing these ranking spots. We'll see that.
That's crazy. Bit, but Zane's out, right? Like that's Zane. Zane didn't get through group.
This Grimnir in his own region, a top player in his own right, securing his spot in that winner's side.
I mean, it was such a heartbreaker for Zane here, who put in so much work, and of course, it comes down to those points for the other competitors here. But Tororo, coming out on top.
Dude, some of the decision making, like under that much stress, you Fireball in the clash situation there, like some of those 2M whiff punishes, like.
Over the rest of your competitors in your group, you are uncontested in the winner's side.
That was.
Does break down to a matter of
that was some really fucking good Granblue by Tororo, man. I got nothing to say. Like
gets a little tricky, and I do believe
that was flow state, right? Like that, the decision making there was just excellent. My God, is this live? No, this is the groups. So I'm watching groups that happened yesterday. Live, the top 8 starts in 2.5 hours. Or Zane, he looks devastated. I mean, yeah, man. I can't. Yeah, Zane's not. He didn't make it out. Like that, it's sealed. Zippy made it out over him. Like Zippy got a lot of he lost like a couple of 2-1s, then he got a 2-0. Right, that was all it took.
Yeah, I mean, it's a close run, and what a great group to be watching.
Of course, he looks devastated. That's tough, man.
Zane trying to make that call out against Tororo to get the hard stuff out of the way first and foremost.
That's really tough.
Here. And of course, Zippy, remember,
Yeah, there is no tiebreaker here, though, right? There's no tiebreaker. There would have been a tiebreaker had Zane 2-0'd Tororo. There would have been a tiebreaker between Zippy and Tororo, but there is no tiebreaker. Zippy just has a better win percentage than Zane, right? Well, let's move forward here and see if they can confirm it for us. But I believe that's what I had determined looking at it earlier. Wait, where are the standings, man? Give me the standings.
All right, so of course.
Yeah, even if you had 4 or 5, that wouldn't have been enough, right? Yeah, I mean, pour one out for Zane, man. Again, probably the most consistent player across the entire year since the game has come out, right? In the Arc World Tour. Didn't end up winning a platinum. He got in on points, but again, he had like 500 points or some shit. Just would go everywhere and do so well everywhere, right? That is, yeah, that's heartbreaking, man.
Qualifying into the winner's side of Sunday Finals top 8, and Zane after that last.
This is why the 2-1s matter. Again, like Zippy, you see his set count is 1-2 right there, but it was 2-1s. He had 2-1s. He lost to Tororo, he lost to Zane, but he lost 2-1. And then he won 2-0 against Space.
Happy birthday to Zane for that one. You've done it. You've qualified for a top 8.
Happy birthday to Zippy. Okay, hold on. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Zippy.
Oof.
Even
That's
set and game count from Zane and
that's
Space,
heartbreaking.
Such amazing competitors in their own right, but still fighting.
That's heartbreaking.
But that's only half.
Zippy wouldn't make it if Zane won. There'd be a tiebreaker, right? There would have been a 2-0 would have been a tiebreaker. Is what I was talking about. Would it not? Oh, set counts. You're saying. Oh, I see what you mean. Are you saying because Tororo would have had the better set count? I see. I'm sorry. I'm not reading the chat messages fully, Ophidian, because I am like a little nervous about getting spoiled. But I think I understand what you mean. Do you mean because like set count first? I see. Okay, my bad. I was wrong about that then. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So you're really happy that Tororo won that. Gotcha. Yeah, because I was thinking that if Zane had 2-0'd that, he would have gone to first, and Tororo would have been at 4-4. I thought there'd be a tiebreaker there, right? But yeah, like there would not have been, because even though the game count was the same, Tororo would have had a 3-1 set count, Zippy's 1-2 set count, or 2-1 set count to 1-2 set count, right? That makes sense. Okay. So yeah, so Zippy was just Zane's biggest hater the entire time there. Gotcha. So nature of competition though, their competition, Zane played amazingly though. Yeah, I mean this is what makes it so engaging to watch, right? Is again like it's a little fucked up because it's just like it's human suffering, but it's human suffering and human triumph. But an entire year of amazing play coming down to essentially one fucking clash situation there with a Siegfried and a Grimnir is just, you know, if you got any empathy in your body, you feel every single part of that, man.
As I said, Arc World Tour.
All right. Group C. Let's go. Let's keep going here. We got 2 hours until top 8. 2.5. Yeah. We're making good. We should be good on time here for sure.